Welcome back to another episode on Harris's channel. Today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. We're going to be going through a Q&A.
Yeah.
So all the questions you guys sent on YouTube and Instagram, collected it all, and you get to hear from him. So, how are you feeling?
I don't know, I've never done a Q&A before, so this could work out well or it could be messed up.
Oh, just be honest.
Yeah, by the way, we haven't... I don't know the questions, I kind of just like skim read them and was like copying pasting them to Chloe and letting her do all the things. So everything here is going to be genuine reactions. I haven't
he hasn't seen any of these questions in detail and he doesn't know what I'm going to be asking him.
No.
Alright, so let's get started. How about we start with something simple, just a bit of getting to know you. Visuals by Preet says, bro, love your content. Were you born in India or the UK?
So, the big reveal. I was born and bred in London, United Kingdom. My mum's Italian and my dad's from Pakistan. So I am a brother, but with a little bit of a twist.
Yeah, bye.
Hello, bye.
On that note, linguine or tortellini?
Linguine. I just prefer linguine.
I personally prefer tortellini. You got that stuffed goodness.
No, but linguine with like seafood and stuff.
So Yaya asks, what was your background prior to photography?
So ever since I was born, I've always been doing fine art. So sketching, drawing. I just loved capturing and recording anything that was like realistic. So that translated into a bit of graphic design in university, which backtracking a bit, I thought I wanted to become an animator. So I thought all this drawing and stuff would translate into animation naturally, right? Then I got into animation and I was like, hell no, this is shit. I am not doing this. This is like modeling.
Just lots of work.
It was not the work I wanted to do. It's just computer engineering in a way, like just like modeling and maths, and I'm terrible at maths. So I was like, no. So I kind of was like, alright, fine, graphics, I guess, natural progression. I was okay at graphics, as you knew.
Yeah.
Now, like, you're way better at graphics than me. And I thought I was okay. But then my dad was like, oh, here's a 100D by Canon. I need you to take pictures of these things. You're good at Photoshop. Because I was decent at Photoshop. I did a lot of sketching. I used AstroPad to kind of mirror my iPad and sketch and stuff. So I was like, alright, I know Photoshop, I know the functionalities fairly well. And I was like, editing the photo shouldn't be a problem. And then, lo and behold, YouTube tutorials, aperture, ISO, how do you take a picture?
More maths.
Yeah. Like, oh, what's a raw image? A raw file. Jared Poland, trying to figure out everything. Here we are, and I just started taking pictures of everything I could find, and with a snowball effect, and yeah.
What was it that you really liked about, using a camera as opposed to sitting down and drawing?
I feel like because I already had Lightroom from the Adobe Creative Cloud, the brush tool was something that really appealed to me. So like I could brush the exposure and stuff. So like whatever I saw, let's say I took a picture of a sunset. I really naturally I've always liked sunsets. So I was always like drawing like landscapes and stuff as a kid. But being able to when you get a raw image, everything's flat. And it doesn't truly represent what you saw in real life. So coming back home, and you know exactly what it looks like in your head and trying to emulate that with brush strokes and colors and stuff and just trying to match what you saw in your head. It was like solving a puzzle. Is something very therapeutic for me. So I feel like that same ritual of coming back home and sketching out or trying to emulate what you saw was really appealing to me.
And that camera, from what I'm hearing you saying, it helps you get ahead and making that realistic, bringing back the moment.
Yeah, recording exactly what I saw. And I really enjoy that. So I don't know, like when you guys see my photos, it's always something that was in the moment. It's never like hyper-realism or anything. I like things to be like super, that was that split second and it was super unique.
So something that's evocative of a mood.
Yeah, exactly. I love that stuff.
Let's try mood. Alps Lifey asks, what is your favorite photo you've taken so far and why?
Right, so favorite photo was taken on X-70. I posted it. Link will be up here, or maybe I'll post it in this little frame. And that photo lately, it's really, I don't know, every time I look at it, I'm just like, yeah, damn, that was the right timing. The timing was so epic. Basically, I woke up to go to work, had a 7 a.m. start in the morning, so naturally I was there around 6:30. And Regent Street in London, usually chaotic, but it was dead empty. And I was like, that guy is just standing there. The light is absolutely perfect. The rays of sunlight are just hitting everything nicely. The X-70 is in my bag. Can I be bothered? So I walked off, and then I came back, and I was like, no, I gotta do it. I gotta take the picture. So I'm really, really glad I took that picture, because on some of the Facebook groups that I posted it on, it almost reached 1,000 likes, which is quite bizarre for a Facebook group. I mean, Facebook groups are already restricted in numbers. It's not like a whole, you know, it's not proper public, it's restricted to a group. So to get that much feedback, positive feedback, I guess it kind of just reinforced that, hey, like this is dope.
Well, it's a really powerful image because you look at it instantly and you can just feel the quality of light. Not just see the quality of light, but you look at it and you feel the warmth, the glow. Just again, going back to that whole, it's evocative of the mood at the time.
Like I would very rarely be able to see that mood ever again. Because it was 6:30 in the morning and nobody's there to witness it. So that's what, for me, what makes it exclusive, makes it special, makes it worthwhile sitting down and working that image, trying to get the exposure out, trying to brush the light in the right places, because that's exactly how I saw it. And the camera is there to help you grab that moment, but it's not going to do all the work for you. It's your job as an artist to sit down and be like, or a designer, you know, to kind of inform, this is what it was like, this is what the light was like, this is how powerful it was, this is how strong the colors were.
The camera's an enabler.
Enable you, yeah.
Gotcha. Another follow-up question. So where is the one place you would love to go to go photograph? I mean, obviously London.
Yeah, but I'm very privileged to take pictures of London every day, but one place I'd like to go to take pictures. Oh man, I know this. It's in the back of my head somewhere, but
it's just lots of places.
The whole world, man. My bucket shot. I mean, I'd love to just go back to my parents' home countries and just take pictures of like what their life was like. So I think we're gonna be going to Italy before the end of this year at some point. So I think it'd be really cool to get like an epic picture of Chiduno, which is the village where my mum was from, and grab that, because Chiduno is near Milan and Bergamo, which are two cities which any Italian would be like, yeah, I know what that is. But when you say Chiduno, it's like a tiny little ass village which no one knows about. So to actually have a photo of it, but like a really nice, beautiful one, would be quite epic. So I could like make it a bit more, put my stamp on it, if you know what I mean. Like,
it's like your own little special souvenir.
Yeah, exactly.
For establishing that personal connection through your work.
Yeah, I think that would be definitely something worthwhile doing.
Eleanor asks, what's your favorite city so far?
Here's the thing, right? I've travelled a lot, but I always end up coming back here and preferring London. We're going to New York in 2 days. So I'm really amped to go there, and I feel like last time I went there I wasn't into photography, so it'd be really cool to go there with a camera, because I really did enjoy that city for what it was.
Yeah. It's a lot of people there too.
Yeah.
A lot of fellow creators and whatnot.
And I think it holds something special, there's something unique about it, especially for creators.
Yeah. London and New York, they're both those kind of big global creative
There's space
cities.
for everyone. Everyone can really shine and express themselves.
Yeah. Tom Hvris asks, will you visit Germany this year?
Ach ja, mein Freund. Yeah, I think we need to go Berlin. We've been talking about it for a very long time.
Das ist gut.
Das ist richtig, mein Freund.
Do you watch Spongebob?
No.
What?
You can end this video right now. I don't watch Spongebob.
Unsubscribe.
You watch SpongeBob though, so...
I love SpongeBob.
I used to watch it as a kid, but like I've never had this... You know, I loved it when I watched it, but I'm not like die hard like SpongeBob's gonna be forever in my heart. Like I watched it and it was cool.
Nostalgia. Anyways, Ping asks, if you could wear only one brand for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Are we talking like camera brand or like what kind of brand?
What you could wear.
Where?
I guess you could wear a camera, but it wouldn't cover much.
I'm into Uniqlo lately, just because it's so cozy and it looks timeless.
Oh no, he's a Uniclone.
No, don't hate me, subtle Asian truth.
So speaking of brands, Marco Polio asked if you could do...
Bro, why did you come up with that?
Marco Polio asks if you could do an in-depth review on using the 18-35 Sigma with Fuji for video.
I don't know if you've checked my channel already, but I've done a vlogging, photo and video all in one. We're actually in it together.
Yeah, it's right here, this video.
Right here, link up above, this video right here. Literally did vlogging, photo and video test. If you want, I don't know what you want exactly a bit more of, but like leave a comment down below and maybe I'll try and sort something out for you.
Okay. So Ali asks if you could do some Fuji X-T30 autofocus with the Fringer adapter and giving some tips on editing in Premiere Pro.
Ooh. I guess I haven't really touched upon that specific topic, like how to focus with it. I've just written in the comments, so I guess a video could work. Yeah, maybe.
What it's like to use the Fringer adapter.
Like, technically, yeah. And Premiere Pro reviews and Premiere Pro tutorials. Working on a few more. But there is one on how to edit B-roll, which I did 10 years ago. I mean, it's a very long time ago.
10 years ago?
I'm just exaggerating.
Actually, related to that, Claire McCarty asked, they came to your channel because of the video where you tested Canon lenses on a Fuji body. You're making that transition. Now that you're increasing your Fuji selection, have you completely ditched your Canon glass, or are you still getting mileage out of them?
Well, fun thing, this week we collectively decided to
sell all of our Canon gear.
Yeah, you're only keeping the Sigma 18-35 because that's a very unique lens that you can't get on Fuji, and it looks beautiful on Fuji. But I mean, the Canon gear was still valid. It was really good, but we thought let's give it like a year or 6 months, see if we use it professionally, and we end up not using it because it's just too big to start with. The smallest Canon lens is equivalent to the biggest Fuji lens that I have, and it just didn't make sense. There is definitely probably some Canon gear that I will still purchase now to add to the Fringer because Fujifilm still doesn't provide the certain focal length which I need. Perhaps the 135 f2 by Canon, that's something I might look to purchase because 200mm f2 Fuji lens is like super. I might as well buy a GFX or something like that for that lens. It's really expensive.
Another question. When you're out and about, are you having to change the batteries as much on the Fuji cams when primarily just taking photos compared to video?
Taking photos, I could probably be fine with one battery.
For a whole day?
Yeah. Depends. If it's do like street photo, let's get up morning time and I just do a full day of like snapping away. Because I'm very religious of like, if I'm not taking a photo, it's the camera's off. Because the thing I like about the Fuji cameras is switching them on and off is super quick to get started. There's no like delay of waiting for the camera to warm up and stuff. So if there's a shot I see, when I switch on the camera, it's on and it's ready to go. So I'm not having to keep it idle and sleep, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So saving battery power that way is really good. I carry a battery pack with me anyway, so it saves me having to carry batteries.
Yeah.
If I'm doing a wedding or professional shoot or video shoot, I take 2 extra batteries with me. And I keep them in my little Peak Design pouch and I'm pretty much good to go.
Yeah.
So I have 2 types of backups. One is a battery pack and 2 batteries. If it's just casual shooting around, I'll make 1 battery last. You know, it's just casual, it's just fun.
And that's just for photos. What
Just
if you're
for
doing
photos.
like a vlogging day?
Vlogging day, yeah, like I said, battery pack and two batteries.
They're also asking, what experience do you have with being in a coffee shop and editing the photos on your phone?
Ooh.
And whether or not they've improved the transfer app.
So I was really keen on trying that out when they got the app, and it just didn't work for me. I'm on iOS, so I have a adapter to plug into my iPhone, and that works really well. But editing on an iPhone, it's just, I don't know, like you can't brush stroke as well. You can't determine if everything looks good, so I always end up reverting back to a laptop. And I prefer just having a laptop in a coffee shop anyway. Something that would probably take me a few weeks to do, I can just tunnel vision and get it done in an hour in a coffee shop. Something about going there, it's like your little, there's no distractions. You just have coffee and you work and you're in a good environment, good vibes.
Yeah. Until the young families and babies start crying in the coffee shop.
Because even with noise cancelling headphones and stuff, like you just hear this little kid go and just whack and cry and yeah.
But it's an interesting thought, like even though there's been this push to do more mobile photography, you know, Adobe pushing their Lightroom mobile interface, there's still something about sitting at your desk, sitting at a desktop and just going through the photos. It's almost like a in-between version of like the old school darkroom versus like the really agile on-the-go stuff. It's kind of nice to have that kind of moment to sit down and just intentionally look through everything that you shot.
When I get when I get an image, I don't shoot in JPEG, so I always shoot RAW, which means that I always have to sit down and figure out like this puzzle I want to make. So even if there's like a couple of hundred photos, I'll always choose 5 which are my strongest and work on those religiously. I feel like iPad's got a strong, you know, case potential. I'd love to explore that, get a new iPad one day and just like see if that could be a daily driver and if that works really well. I think that will have potential.
I sense another purchase soon. Okay, so we actually got quite a few of these. People are asking whether or not you've got any preset packs to sell.
So that's a common question I get every single video, and I've made a video saying that I will not make presets, but with Luts, I can see that it's a whole different philosophy because with video and stuff, you kind of get a cinematic look and you need everything to be consistent and it kind of determines your style. I shoot classic chrome, so a lot of you know that in the comments I'm always saying like classic chrome and I do it in a certain way and I edit it in a certain way to get my unique look. And I'm thinking of perhaps in the nearby future making a LUT pack specifically for classic chrome. So if there's something you want to see, vocalize it in the comment section so I know to like speed that up for you guys.
Michael Gov is asking if you could...
Wait, Michael Gove?
Gov.
I don't like that guy. Anyway, I'm sure it's not him.
Some random username. Michael is asking if you could review the Fujifilm GFX 100. Please.
Can you give me one? Fuji, if you're watching. My channel's not that big to...
Buy his LUTs so he can get one.
If I release some LUTs, buy it.
Noah Scott says, love ya. What Fuji body and lens combo would you recommend for someone who's new to the Fuji world?
I can only recommend what I've tried. So when we first got our first Fuji, it was X-T30 with a 23mm f2, and that just opened up the whole door for Fuji for us. That was it.
Yeah.
Simple lens, 35mm equivalent, the most versatile focal range, and a good solid camera that could do everything, photo and video at a good quality and a really good price point.
Yeah, especially if you buy used nowadays,
buy
because it's
stuff
older. You know, it's nicer on the wallet. Even though I would say the face detection autofocus is much better on X-T3 onwards, but if you're on a budget, X-T2 is just fine.
I would actually say right now, X-T30 is the way to go rather than X-T2.
Well, that's true. It is a lot smaller.
Yeah, and the price is a lot more approachable in my opinion.
But it still has the capabilities of the X-T3.
Exactly, it's basically an X-T3 but more approachable.
Yeah, I changed my case, X-T30.
Yeah, same.
I agree. And last question, What advice would you give to the person who's trying to get into photography and video?
Ooh. See, I knew nothing about photography. I went to university to do a digital media degree and I dabbled in photography and video and I just never gave a crap because it was very like elitist and stuff. But anyway, I just found that YouTube videos, just watch everyone. Everyone has good knowledge, brings good value. Just keep watching video tutorials and take what you need from it and sculpt your own style. I think we're living in a time now where we're so lucky to have an abundance of content where we can filter through and grab what we need and just keep shooting, even if it's random stuff in your house and kitchen. Even if you're going to a party, wherever you go, take a camera with you and just find the right image. And eventually you'll just get good. It's like anything, it's just inevitable.
Yeah. So practice watching other people, learning from the world around you. I would also add, like, especially with video, getting into the kind of nitty-gritty and understanding what it takes to tell a story. And understanding what makes a good narrative, what makes something interesting for people to watch.
And you have to find your own way of telling that story, for example, because anyone can make good quality videos. Like, get a 4K camera, get a good lens, slap it on, know the right settings, you'll have a good quality video. But quality can only take you so far. Actually being able to deliver a good narrative, that's something I have to step back and sit with myself and think, like, what am I good and what am I comfortable at sharing that people will actually sit down and get value from. I realize I'm not Casey Neistat. I'm not gonna run around and vlogging in London. It's just not who I am. It's not the city for it either. But I think I've developed my own way of sharing the city that I love and sharing what I love doing in a very digestible way. And I had to sit there and go. I went to work every day asking feedback from my colleagues, being like, so what did you think of that video? What do you think of that video? And as soon as people started saying, well, I'm not into photography, but the way your video is positioned allowed me to enjoy your video. And I was like, yes, I've nailed it. Now this works for me. This is what I'm good at. This is what I'm gonna pour my heart and soul into.
Right. Because equipment can only take you so far.
Exactly.
What's the additional value or story or kind of interesting substance that you're bringing to the table?
If someone who's not even into the subject that you're talking about can sit down and enjoy the video, even though they're not into that specific field, then you know you're onto something. Yeah. If you can, like Peter McKinnon has so many fans of people that don't care about photography, but when they watch his videos, they're like engaged and immersed, and they're like, I want to be a photographer now. I'm inspired to do photography. That's when you know you're onto something. So, and he's not like your typical vlogger either. He's got his own way of doing things where, you know, he's just himself, and I think that goes back to like, be yourself.
And photography and video, it's a means of getting your audience connected with whatever you're shooting or sharing.
And just be comfortable with doing crap for a while. It's just going to be crap for a while, and eventually you'll figure it out. So don't be discouraged. My first videos were absolute crap.
Anyways, that's all the questions we have for now. If you guys have any more, feel free to leave them in the comments and we'll respond accordingly. Guess we'll see you next time.
We'll see you next time. We got some surprises, so stay tuned.
Yeah, look out for the Luts pack.